Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J360 Mini Bites here on J360 Radio, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. Let's get into it. Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is happening? This is J-Man, of course, here for episode 179 of the Mini Bites. Man, we about to hit that 200 in no time, aren't we? Yes, but hey, let's get into it. It's been a fantastic week so far. It's time to go ahead and roll out some new content. Last week was pretty good. I mean, like, all episodes were on fire. The power play had to be held back a little bit, and I'll tell you why later on. But every single show was kicking this week. Coming back strong in a big way, and not to mention, like, you know, we're getting some newer people. We're getting some new people actually paying attention to different things here. Like, the show is rolling out. But, you know, as it always is, it's never the end for yours truly. I got more and more stuff to roll out. Actually, I have to go ahead and work on home base a little bit. So I've been working on maintaining that and giving you all something that you can all reach me at, in addition to, like, a lot of the websites and stuff like that. The main website is coming back. J360productions.com, if you will. And then not to mention, like, with the power play itself, yeah, the show is good, but it needs the extra armaments to it, so... But don't you worry, though. You have full episodes coming this week. I know 46 was actually a pretty good testing episode, but, you know, I might go ahead and do that episode over. I don't really know. Or, you know, it is what it is. But for those of you that enjoyed it, I'm glad that you did. But don't you worry, I'm making it up for you right now. So pretty much you got 47 coming on the docket, as you've seen with your schedule. And I'm just loving how, like, everything's coming together. J360 TV is getting much TLC this week. And J360 Radio is slamming. Like, as soon as I came back and, like, started doing, like, the new season of jams and, like, more J-Man shows, I have been loving this whole thing again. And, you know, hey, law of attraction, right? When you love something, somebody else loves it too, and then, like, everything just comes full circle. Some of you have asked me about the Discord. The Discord is coming. We're still working out a few things, because when you guys are here, I want you to have a good time with that. It's not like the way it was, you know what I'm saying? Things are going to be different. If anything, we're starting fresh with that project, and not to mention some other things that I cannot tell you right now, but I will roll it out as the year goes on, and I'm very excited to see, like, what you guys think, how you go about things, because everybody's experience is going to be different, so... You know, just have to stay tuned to a few things. By the way, you do have some interesting things happening this week. So let's go down through your schedule. You got the mini bites happening right now. You got the J-Man Show 303 happening tomorrow. You have the J360 Power Play 47 happening on Thursday. And then for Friday, it's not a Jams week, but you got something just as good as Jams. It is Project Conference 12 with the Glitch Master himself, LX&R, as the special guest of the evening. And let me tell you, ooh, you guys are in for a treat. And for those of you that are wondering, on Sunday, yes, you have another power play coming up. I was going to keep that a secret, but you know what? It's the mini bites. You need to know. So this Sunday, you have another power play coming up, which is episode 48. So things are just be rolling. And I'm loving every bit of it. Oh, by the way, since we got some time in the show, hey, did y'all see the Bama Brawl? Did y'all see what went down in Alabama? I was like, yes! I loved every bit of it, man. Just to see some wild stuff like that go down, you know? Because here's the thing, yeah, we still have that racial divide and everything. But when you park your boat illegally, and you know that a riverboat has to park there, wouldn't you just move? Like, I don't know why those guys thought they could get away with it. And even then, like, the man, like, the dock worker even told him that, hey, move your boat and stuff like that. But then they go out there and they try to attack this man. I mean, as soon as I saw a dude toss his hat in the air, look, you either toss your hat in the air, you only toss your hat in the air for maybe three possible things. One, you're celebrating Michael Jackson. Two, you're doing the opening to Mary Tyler Moore. Or three, you ready to kick some ass. And he was ready to throw down. You might as well have Beat It play as soon as, like, you know, he did that. It was just like, woo. But then all of a sudden they started to overpower him. He started to look like Ralph Macchio from, the Karate Kid. Like when all the Cobra Kai's came in there and beat the hell out of him. But then all of a sudden the Brothers United came up in there, boy. It was almost like Avengers watching them come in there and just take back center stage. Some wanted to stop the fight, but they knew that, guess what? We ain't doing no black bystander bullshit this time. Even a dude was in there swimming, an Aqua Negro coming up in there. I was like, yes! You know what I mean? Because, like, I would have been... Like, let me just tell you this. I know I'm in Delaware and all that stuff, but if I was down there in Bama and I saw that stuff happening, I would have had on a J360 t-shirt and zipline in that damn fight, too. I would have had some fun. You know what I mean? I'm marketing and fighting for the black man's play. I'm doing what needs to be done, son. If me and Al were right there, I would have tossed my glasses and my watch to him and just would have jumped on in. That's just the way that goes. Because like I say, if there's one thing that we as a people do, black people let you know when we about to get in a fight. That's just all there is to it. And the crazy thing about that is the way that was going down. I was like, yes, stand up to him. Because they were ganging up on that poor man. And then dude came in with a chair and just, we're doing WWE stuff now. I was like, yo. So that is like one of those things that, as a man of peace, it is always good to be about peace and to represent peace. But you also realize this. You must go to war to maintain that peace sometime. And as well as anything else in the J360 canon, I thrive in chaos. So needless to say, like, yes, that was some old God of War stuff there. I love that. I was like, ooh. You know what I mean? Like, it did, like, the best part is, like, all those people were filming it from different angles. So anytime you get the video clips and all, you can actually piece together a pretty cool, like, independent film seeing this stuff go down. And I was like, damn. Like, for best results, use the Ken theme from Super Street Fighter 2. You get the whole gist of it. It was like, And like any other time, like when stuff like this goes down, people just stand by, but they ain't standing by no more. If one way or another, the block is getting involved. Apparently the block is awake. And this is happening in Bama, son. Alabama, indeed. And it's like, I wonder if this will start a trend. Because if it starts in one city, it awakens in other cities. And I mean, like, if anything else, ain't nobody standing back. The block is hot. All right? The block is hot. Put it that way. And even then, like, there was no issue with the police coming up in there until a little bit later. But, yeah, I think there was even a woman in there trying to beat up a man and stuff like he wasn't going to tolerate that. It's like, look, with all that stuff going on, say like you at work and like people are not doing right by you, all those people have to do is move their damn boat. I mean, if you think about it, but no, didn't want to do any of that. And, of course, now there are some charges being filed and all that jazz. But you got to admit, for one thing, that was like power to the people. That was something to see. Golly, what a fight it really was. Golly, what a fight the people saw. Glory be. But anyway, I'm having too much fun with this. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize my deep Christian values. Let the hot blood get cold, things like that. I'm going to try anyway. Because, a good scrap, is a good scrap. But needless to say, when it comes right down to it, though, I'm hoping you all are actually taking care of yourselves and enjoying yourself, because the mini bites are to get you started for the J360 week and everything, and I figured I'd go ahead and tell you that little story before I throw it into the J-Man show and all, which I'm not going to do because, like, basically the J-Man show is not going to cover what has been mentioned here entirely. So, that's basically all y'all needed to know and stuff like that. If you're not mad about Lizzo or anything, you're definitely talking about that. Or you're talking about the fact that Barbie broke $1 billion, which isn't really news because the movie was going to make its money. Now, I already told you all I needed to say about that movie. Hell, I made a whole episode on it. But, just like anything else, I just hope it's not the template for other movies. Because, see, if there's one thing that me and Marco from Soto always talk about, it's the lack of originality. And even Eric talked about this too. Like, I think we all have. It's the lack of originality and the lack of variety of things. Everybody got to be the same. If you think about it, quite a lot of podcasts suffer from this, where they have to be the same, and a lot of other processes and programs suffer from this all the time too. Like, why they have to have the same art style and all that crap. And it just really, really sucks. Because, I mean, like, deep down, you want more variety. You want more things. You would think with the rise of technology or AI and stuff, whether you use it or not would help with that. But nope. Once again, it gets abused and misused, and that's all there is to it. Or, like, people will go for something easy instead of going for something challenging. Which, I always say, like, change your mindset about stuff like that, but nobody wants to talk about that. And it's just like, huh. See, I'm not a part of that whole thing because I prefer to go ahead and keep traditions alive, but I will use technology if I need it. And chances are I probably won't need it that much. You know what I mean? Because I've already did all the conventional stuff. And, you know, I wish people would actually enjoy the journey in making their art. I've noticed, like, people, when they fight for, like, AI art and all that stuff, they always talk about how quick and convenient it is. And I'm like, yeah, but the process is fun, too. Maybe not for most people, but I guess, like, you know, it's different when you're a writer, or it's different when you're, like, doing all the pre-production and production in general. Everybody just wants to quickly go to post and upload, and, you know, like, well, if you go for one thing, don't other things tend to suffer as a result? You know what I'm saying? I always think about that from time to time. I always think about, like, what's suffering the most if you're not going to enjoy this. Which, by the way, I've been also taking a look over at what's going on with Disney and the Snow White movie, and I gotta say this. Well, that Barbie movie, in terms of how I feel, or how I think it's more of how I think, not really how I feel. That Barbie movie has stiff competition for suckiest damn movie because, like, I don't know. I think the lady that they got playing as Snow White, like, she really, really has no idea what she's talking about. I don't think she's actually seen the animated feature of Snow White just to go ahead and talk shit and toss down on it just because Snow White ended up getting the prince of her dreams in the end of the movie. You know what I mean? And then, like, when you look at the set of the movie and all that kind of stuff, it's just not magical. It's like, it's Snow White and a bunch of vagabonds, you know? It's just like, it's not even Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and that's just terrible. You know, like, remaking and rebuilding, is it creative? I don't know. That's debatable. But the way they go about this stuff, there's no magic to it. That seems to be what it feels like. There's no magic to it. It's just mechanized, it's upgraded, and then, like, you don't want nothing to do with it. It's kind of like when Windows has a version of the operating system. You know, like, yeah, you upgrade from 10 to 11. 11's okay. And then, like, you know, it's pretty fast and all that stuff. But after a while, you wonder what follows because you got to always think about what follows. And it could be either something like 7 or it could be something like Vista. And, you know, if you don't remember Vista, I mean, Vista was better than ME, but I ain't saying much. It's just like anything, you know. Ugh. But hey, all in all though, it's all about preference. It's all about what you want and stuff like that. And the truth is, y'all say you want originality. Well, here's the number one thing about originality: you need to support originality. You ever tried supporting like something that's original? Like when somebody speaks out that they don't really like Marvel movies anymore. Okay, cool. But then you go ahead and you try to say something like, "Can they do better?" All right, yeah, I could do better. I could make something just as good. But say, as I point all this stuff out to you, are you going to utilize that same energy that you used to go to a Marvel movie or something like that to go to my film's premiere? Are you going to see my work when I make it? Are you going to see all that stuff right there? Because like I said before, everybody always talks about how studios don't want to take risk on anything. They take risk on all this other crap. Oh, but it's pre-sold. And that's a problem. See, the thing about it is you can only harvest so much in the same gardens till stuff don't grow anymore. You see what I'm saying? Now they're starting to feel that deep decline in Marvel and all that stuff because Secret Invasion, you know, I kind of like that spy approach they were doing, but every damn thing else failed. It failed Nick Fury again, you know, much like anything else. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, this is the thing. You got to look at all the people in the independent film game. You got to look at the people that are working on stuff to rise up, to go ahead and give you something new to look at, to go ahead and try to change things a bit because the old conventions are exposed and everything's a deconstruction. And for what? Don't you want to maintain that instead of deconstructing it? That's all people want to do is just come in and just point out all this other stuff or the flaws of something, and they don't want to make things better. And that's really what's so sad about the industry, among other things. even now with all these strikes going on. But hey, I could go a little bit further than this, but I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, though. It's time to tie it up. We can talk about this more tomorrow, and chances are, you know what? Since the news never dries up, I think we got a lot to say. See you then, all right? This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
You probably know the feeling. Sweaty, fast breathing, quick heart rate. That's a cortisol spike. It feels awful, and its imbalance is the cause of your anxiety. Rebalance Health's 3-part anxiety system helps address it at the root. Rebalance Health lozenges are natural and designed for optimal absorption, providing 24-hour relief. Live life fully without feeling like you're fighting for it. Get 50% off your first month with code CALM23 at rebalancehealth.com.